Hey everyone, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics and welcome back to another episode of New Arrivals. We're back here at the store. There's a lot going on. Timon is just opening a Marshall cabinet with a purple, like Jimi Hendrix purple cloth. But we're not here for Marshall cabinets. We're going to find our 4 favorite new entries to the store, and it's up to you to pick your favorite of the week, and you can leave a comment down below or also vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page. Last week your favorite was the Waterloo, which I called the Stella multiple times in the video. Sorry Waterloo. It was inspired by Stella guitars. Really wonderful guitar. I think Tom liked it as well. He played a really great demo on it. That was your favorite. So we're going to dive in. There are a lot of options, and we're going to start with a guitar that just came in. Laura just put it here on the table, so we don't know anything about it, but it might be a really interesting guitar because it's from the 1920s. So this says consignatie, that means consignment. It's a consignment sale. This is a Martin guitar from 1928. Let's have a look together. And it is a 0042 from 1928. There she is. This is definitely not something that we see every day here. 20s Martins are really rare, and also a 42 style. Let's check it out. 00 sized body. We have an Adirondack spruce top on here. We see, of course, Brazilian rosewood in this period. We have the 42 style embellishments. You see it here on the fretboard, the inlays. You see all the abalone also here along the fretboard as well. There are some things that were changed with this guitar. It had a repair to the bridge plate. It has a new bridge. And one thing we have to mention, maybe you can see it if I hold the guitar like this, the action gets quite high, around the 12th fret. Also the saddle is quite low. So this will need a neck reset in the future. So if you're thinking of buying this, that is an investment that you can do to your vintage guitar. But of course with a 1928 Martin guitar, we will leave it up to the new owner to decide whether he or she wants to do that. But still, it is playable, especially like below the 7th fret. I played it a little bit already. Let's just check out how this sounds, because this is a really great opportunity to showcase a guitar like this. Actually, when playing it here on the 3rd fret and playing it with my fingers, it plays like a dream, and it sounds wonderful as well. Such a nice bell-like attack. Also, when playing with your fingers, I think this is a really like a finger-style guitar. I think most players would use it that way. Incredible to have this guitar here. It sounds wonderful. Only just the first guitar that we opened, so it might be our first choice, but I'm open to be surprised by anything else that we find today. Another vintage instrument, a little bit younger though. This is from 1969. We have a Fender bass, a jazz bass, and a beautiful sunburst finish. What is it? Sticker, Musik,
Kaiserslautern.
Kaiserslautern. Wo ist das?
Das ist auf Deutschland, ja.
So in 1968, Fender changed from their nitro lacquer to a poly lacquer, and I think you can see that a little bit. There are some dents here, but it doesn't age the same way as the thinner nitro lacquer does. So the poly is a bit thicker. I don't think it does a lot to the tone. People online will disagree with me. Then I saw in the case that you also get all the coil in the world. 3 coily cables. And of course here the cover to go over the bridge. The jazz basses are used in a wide variety of different genres. I like them a lot in rock music because they have like a real top-end edge to the tone, especially if you use them with a lot of gain, which I like, bass sounds with a lot of gain, and I think the jazz bass really suits that very well, despite its name. But it is up on the website pretty soon. A 1969 jazz bass is something for Maiko. It is a butterscotch blonde Telly, a very, very heavy aged. Almost none of the original butterscotch blonde is still on there. Wow. It looks like really realistic though, but really heavy. Is this too much of an aging for you, Maiko? Do you like your butterscotches
Yeah.
clean?
I like to be able to see the butter on my scotch. You know?
If this is your thing, they did a great job. This is a 2022 from the custom shop. Really nice weight for a telly.
Ooh.
This is great.
Yep.
Not too light, perfect for me. But yeah, I can open as many Fender cases today as I like, but I think we're still going with the 0042 from 1928. What a rare opportunity to have a guitar like this in our store, a 20s Martin 42 style. We're going with that one as our first choice for this new rifles. Let's do some Gibson flat tops. Two second-hand Gibson flat tops, a SJ200. And I'll also grab, I saw a Dove here, and it's called a Special Dove. Let's start with the Dove. And we'll see why this is called a Special Dove right now. It's a ebony Dove from 2016. And this was a limited run they did of only 50 models. So this is one of 50. Does it say which number? No, just one of 50. And I think the ebony finish really matches well with the Dove design, especially with like the lighter colored rosewood bridge. I think that is a nice addition. Another thing to mention, the golden Grover tuners. It's also says limited here on the truss rod cover. We have a maple back inside. You can really see that it is maple, maybe on the inside. And then a Sitka spruce top, and there's an LR Bags VTC system installed already. Sounds like a great Dove. Reminds me of the other Doves that I've played. Plays really nice as well. Is a looker. Let's compare it to the SJ200. I always find that they do have some similarities. Also has to do with like the maple, of course, on the back and sides. This is also a maple SJ200, and this is a 1957 model from 2024, and a beautiful sunburst. Whoa. Lightweight again. For SJ200.
Very lightweight.
I don't think this has been played since 2024. Almost not at all. Wow. That is a really pretty guitar. Oh, this one says demo, stamped on the back. So the back of the headstock says demo. This means that this guitar wasn't originally built to be sold in a store. Might have been built to have like a demo model in a showroom. Another option could be that this was borrowed by artists, maybe, that they played it on a tour or something. And afterwards the guitar went into rotation of the shops. Again, I don't think this has been played in a tour, so maybe this was a showroom model. This one does have like the really beautiful and dark rosewood on the fingerboard. Almost looks like Brazilian, so different than the Dove that we just saw. We can compare like the difference in color. It's pretty huge. both of these are great sounding Gibson flat tops. There is a similarity in the tone. I think it's something to do with the mid-range, maybe upper mid-range that is a similarity between the two. I think I'm liking the Dove a little bit more. Michael?
I'm liking the SJ200 a little bit more actually.
SJ, okay. Then it's all up to Colin. Colin, your choice is final.
SJ200.
We're going with the SJ 2024. SJ200, our second choice. Bill's back. Hey buddy. You want to choose the next guitar? Yeah? We're going Gibson again, I think. I saw some Gibson electrics that we're going to open. You excited? You excited? We're going to start with a Les Paul. Bill, check it out. Oh, a gold top. Bill. So Bill's more focused on me than on the guitar, but this is a 2007 LP R7, we call it, an R7 gold top. So based on a 1957 Les Paul. So we see the gold top with the humbuckers, and it's a nice crackling in the finish. I thought they were like non-aged, the LPR7s, but maybe they were a little bit. Looks really great though. Mahogany body, mahogany neck, of course, with a maple top on here. Michael just pointed at this document, so it says aged historic reissue. So it was aged, and it was even aged by the historical finish expert.
Who is?
Tom Murphy, of course. I'm not too much of a Les Paul guy, but if I were to choose a Les Paul, it would be a gold top, maybe like a 57 gold top, also because I saw Johnny Greenwood playing one, and he's one of my favorite guitars. So it's not just a blues rock guitar, you can do all sorts of things with it and even play in Radiohead or in The Smile. We see a brown Gibson case, a Lifton case, and it's an original case for a 1959 hollow body from Gibson. This is an ES 175 DN double pickup natural finish. So the collectors out there will know that a natural finished ES 175 is more rare than the sunburst. They made more of the sunburst versions. Of course, we have the original PAFs, not of course, but these are the original double cream PAFs, and only this set of pickups would maybe set you back like 10K, maybe even 12K for just the pickups alone. And now you get them in a wonderful ES 175. The electronics are all original, all the cables are originals, the solder joint seems to be untouched as well. If we look at the date on the pots, we can date the guitar to the 8th week of 1959, so early 1959. There are some changes to this guitar. These are historically correct tuners, but they have been changed a few times throughout the years. You can see some marks here, and also you can see like imprints from the washes of the previous tuners. Also the fingerboard has been made a compound radius from 10 to 16, whereas normally this would start like with a 12-inch radius. And then you might notice there are also like really wide and thick frets on here. This has also been added later. Also to improve like the comfort in playing on this guitar. So we went from a reissue of a 1957 Gibson, and now we have a real 1959 Gibson here, an ES 175 DN. Let's just go with this one. this newer Martin case. Inside of here is a authentic series D28. Ooh, really wide. So I'm thinking Adirondack. It's not as even though. They have some really like wide spaces in them closer together. This is a 1937 model, second hand from 2022. This one is second hand from 2022, and this one features beautiful Guatemalan rosewood. And this mostly offers like a really premium look to it, so deeper color, more like intricate patterns on here. In terms of sound, I don't think I can name a difference between Guatemalan and maybe Indian rosewood. Maybe someone out there does have an opinion on that. But it looks fantastic though, right? Mm-hmm. The two eyes here. And I thought it might be nice to compare this to an actual vintage Martin. We have one that wasn't in the new arrivals. It just came in and went straight to the vault because it's a really, really valuable guitar. It is a 1943 D28, so an actual herringbone. So maybe we can just go downstairs and grab that one. Yeah, and then compare the two. All right, so we're here at the vault. I just put the other D28 over here, and inside of this case is the 1943 D28. Another consignment guitar. Again, what a privilege to have such a guitar in our store. Check that out, Brazilian rosewood. Back and sides, of course, Adirondack spruce top on here. On the inside we see the rear shifted scalloped X bracing, and after 43 they went over to the non-scallop bracing. So this is a little bit lighter. I think that improves the tone of the guitar. A few things to mention on this one. Of course, this is a true herringbone. As you can see, the tuners have been replaced. These are Grovers from the 50s, so they are still really old, but not the original ones. This one did have a neck reset as well, a refret. I'm not too sure if this had a refret. They look pretty low, so maybe not. But a neck reset it did have. Of course, also you need this for to improve the playability after a couple of decades maybe. I found some extra information. It also says that the current owner that parted with the guitar, so the previous owner, had the guitar for 25 years, and it was purchased at a vintage guitar fair in Arlington, Texas, USA. Also, this guitar did have a refinish. I don't know which part exactly has been refinished, but it looks great. First thing I notice, this one has a little bit more top end. This is something that I find with a lot of like newer guitars. Maybe this has to be tamed throughout the years while playing it. It needs to open up a little as well, a little bit more stiff than the 43. And the 43 has like a really specific low mid-range that I really love. And it sounds really dry as well, really woody. I'm not the greatest player for a guitar like this. There are some players here that are really more suitable for bluegrass playing, and I think a guitar like this needs that. We're going with this one. It's a shame we haven't featured this before, but we're going to do right now a D28 from 1943 is our final choice for this new release. Alright guys, that was it for this episode of New Arrivals. I hope you've enjoyed the video and the guitars that we've chosen. Let's do a quick little run through. A natural ES 175 DN 1959. We had two vintage Martins, a 1928 0042 and also a 1943 D28. Pretty great. And then we also had a SGA 200 Maple from 2024. Really great guitars. Please leave a comment down below or vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page. I'm really excited to see what is your pick of this week, and we hope to see you in next week's episode. Bye!